I'm 17 weeks pregnant here, doing 20 pounds less than my 75-pound incline dumbbell presses for reps, not going really low enough and not fully maxing out. Hi, this is me, Bonnie. In today's video, I'm going to talk about heavy lifting while you're pregnant. I am currently 18 weeks pregnant and my baby is the size of a bell pepper. First off, I will say it is a myth that you can't lift heavy while you're pregnant, but there are some things to keep in mind. During the first trimester, research shows that you can lift heavy for the first 8 weeks, so I did. And then somehow I decided to drop my weight by 50% for the next 4 weeks, which was actually a huge mistake. I wish I knew earlier, but it's okay. I told myself, it's kind of like a form of periodization. And I was also really fatigued and tired the first trimester anyway. Like, I remember doing weights and thinking, God, why am I already so pooped? I'm panting already. So, it is what it is. And then I found out that you can lift heavy. So I went back to lifting as heavy as I could, starting at the week 13 mark, but I wasn't as strong as I was because I did just drop my weight by 50% for a whole entire month. But it was perfect timing because it was the start of the second trimester, and this is supposedly the trimester where you feel the best and have the most energy, which I'll talk about my symptoms later. So I found out from my doctor and other fitness professionals who were lifting heavy in their first or even third pregnancy. So it turns out there's actually not a lot of research on heavy lifting. However, the research does show that in general, you can continue doing the activity that you were doing prior to getting pregnant. So if you were lifting heavy before, it's fine to lift heavy now, but it wouldn't be fine for you to all of a sudden start lifting heavy. Now, of course, since you are pregnant, you're not going to be, going for any PRs or anything like that. And there are some rules to keep in mind. So let's say out of 10 being max effort, you really want to reach like 7 max, and you don't want to get so winded and max yourself out. So there's always the talk test where can you talk while you're still doing the exercise. Good general rule of thumb is maybe 20 to 30% less weight than you're currently doing, or just drop your weight and go up to 15 reps. And then the other thing to keep in mind is heavy lifting is relative to the person, right? So if 200 pounds they don't even break a sweat for someone, that's fine if they're used to lifting, 300, 400 pounds. The other myth is don't hold your breath while you exercise, otherwise your baby can't breathe. And I definitely thought this because I remember, as I was doing squats, instead of bracing myself and kind of like, when I'm going down, I made sure to continuously breathe to make sure my baby has oxygen. So you can actually hold your breath for a few seconds while you're bracing yourself for heavy lifting exercises. However, you should not hold your breath for minutes like swimming underwater, for example. It turns out your placenta has a reserve of blood that has oxygen in it, so your baby always has access to a supply of oxygen. And fun fact, it takes about 2 minutes for blood to leave your heart and return it. So you would need to hold your breath for at least 2 minutes before your oxygen is depleted. So totally safe to hold your breath for a few seconds to brace for exercises, just don't do it for minutes. Just like how as humans adapt to our environment, what we do to our bodies, how we eat, our babies are also able to adapt to their environment, which interestingly is the mom. So research has shown that babies actually deal with the stress of delivery better and even tend to adapt better to their environments after birth. So working out is actually extremely beneficial for not only you, but also your baby. With all that said, even though I can lift heavy, I do find myself really weak on some exercises. I'm not sure if I'm actually getting weak or maybe it's a psychological thing where I feel like, I really shouldn't exert myself too much. So for example, I used to do 225-pound hip thrusts for warm-up, and now I'm doing a 25-pound plate or body weight for 100 reps. And I guess, I shouldn't really be putting stuff in my stomach area anyway. I am doing relatively heavy still on back and chest and arms. Lunges, I can no longer do lunges for whatever reason. When I try them, I actually feel a sharp shooting pain underneath my belly. So that's the other thing, right? Always just listen to your body. That's probably the best guiding rule. And squats, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. My squats are so pathetic. It's just progressively going down. So I went down to 55-pound plates on each side, or 55 pounds on each side, and then a plate each side. And now I'm at 35 pounds each side. Excuse me. So I'm basically squatting warm-up weight. And I did read something, I can't find it anymore, where it said you should not squat below parallel. So now that's kind of messing with my head. I don't know. Anyways, last thing I want to talk about quick is second trimester symptoms. So no more nausea, yay! Thank God I didn't have vomiting as an issue in the first trimester. I'm still tired at times, but overall have way more energy in the second trimester. I do have a new symptom, sharp shooting pains underneath my belly, which kind of sucks, but it's only a few seconds, so manageable. Supposedly also my appetite should be increasing now because the baby is bigger. I mean, it's like the size of a bell pepper, length of a cucumber, 18 weeks. And I'm not sure I really notice the appetite increase. However, my scale weight might beg to differ. So I am now averaging 155.7 pounds at height of 5'6", a gain of 8.7 pounds. So I gained 4 pounds in the first trimester. So you should supposedly not gain more than 5 pounds. And then I gained another 4.7 pounds in the next 6 weeks. And you supposedly should not gain like more than 2 pounds every month. So maybe I probably did eat a little more. I should probably be stepping on that scale a little more often to monitor my weight gain because I don't want to gain too much too quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be a bitch to get off of or to get rid of once the baby comes. What else? There's also talks about symptoms of heartburn, headaches, and even some lower back pain, but I thankfully have not had any of that. I'm hoping that my fitness has something to do with it. Also, I looked at videos of varying baby bump sizes at 18 weeks. And everyone varies, everyone's different, but mine does look like it's actually on the smaller end, surprisingly, because I'm thinking I'm looking huge now. But pregnancy hormones are hormones, and I'm not Superwoman, so let's see what other new symptoms pregnancy has to throw my way. So yes, my belly has gotten bigger and I finally have decided to embrace it. And super stoked that my fitness manager actually thought I was pregnant and not fat. So anyways, that's it for today's video. In my next coming videos, I do have some clips of me doing some pregnancy exercises, which I should keep up with because it's stretching my weakness. Also the Chinese pregnancy nutrition that I talked about. And of course, I'll give you an update. So stay tuned, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And if any of you are curious of this painting behind me, I actually did this during the beginning of COVID. It's Perfect Kiss. And it's by Roy Lankenstein. I have no idea how to say it. It'll probably take me another year to finish because he's known for all those little dots right there that I tested on the yellow part. And I'm going to have to do that across the skin and hopefully it doesn't mess it up. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.